You know, Dibal, we are really splitting hairs. I do not see why Boni can talk without giving Weta and MM credit for attending that thing. And when you say the power of the people is greater than the power of the politicians, that stadium is probably the biggest stadium in Kenya. I was there. It was too full. There was nowhere to walk. So which people was Boni trying to address? Boni, it is bad manners to do this Mumias thing. But remember, it was attempted against you people when you were in NASA. When this boy Echesa went there, and I hear you supporting him without mentioning those things about DPP and all those things. You know, you can't shield criminals when you are...
but you can't call Echesa a boy. Respect him. Echesa is an immediate former Minister of Sports.
But you are... but I have said here several times that he was not my minister. I didn't think he fit the caliber. You know, that is what we are trying to change in this country. You know, he's not my age mate. In July, I will be 55 years old, Boni.
And I'm older than you?
I know.
Yeah, so do I call you a boy? I'm older than you. I never call you a boy.
You can call me a boy because you have done so before. So what I'm just saying is, you've done so before.
My brother, respect our loyal leaders.
No.
Even if you don't like them.
All right.
But
let him finish.
I said nothing when you were talking.
No, just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. No, you will get your time to rejoin. Don't interrupt. Let him finish. You'll get your time to reply.
You'll get your time. You know, if you are saying, you are saying, you run away with the border when danger looms, you're a coward. You must give Musalia and Wetangula credit for seeing the light. Those are not cowards. Those are leaders, our leaders. Why do you think loyal leaders cannot be our leaders? What is the obsession with this thing about loyal, Luo? If we are saying we are building bridges in this country, and I've said here, you will not build a bridge from Kiambu to Kisumu without going through Rift Valley. Let all Kenyans jump on this. And Dibal, you know, see that train. You may think all you want about Musalia, but he came back into the fold. And when you talk about Uhuru, like Uhuru is misusing his power. No. The power we are trying to stop from being misused is what happened to Boni and Mumias. But also what we are trying to change is to have leaders who think they can be senseless and we keep moving forward. We must do that in law. But now, Dibal, let me say this. You cannot change the constitution without leadership from leaders, especially elected leaders. You know, now there's this talk from Team Tanga that says we are not opposed to it. We spent the whole of last year and the year before when they were saying it is meant to create positions for others. We must create positions if that is what Kenyans... you know, the only clip you did not play there is the Sakaja one, which says there comes a time where a nation must decide its destiny. What is it that is good for us? Why do we fight every 5 years? How are we going to pull ourselves from this abyss? We must do it, and we must open the door for everybody. So that when you say, what happened between Bomas, I saw Uncle Bill saying, Bomas said the people are going to decide. Who are the people? Even the leaders are the people. But Article 1 of the Constitution says we exercise this power through our leaders. So if you tell me that I go to a Kala market in my village and let border people decide, the border people were inside Buhungu Stadium. I was sitting next to my friend Dr. Eseli. That's the stadium. There's no, you couldn't even walk.
Yes.
And it is the biggest stadium in the country.
Thank you.
So all Kenyans are invited. Let us just drop the arrogance. Let us drop all this. Whichever money you are using, the deep state will not let you, because I think HE, Uhuru Kenyatta, has decided that we must not live like this for posterity. We must change this, and we must change this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get back to Aaron Cheriot, and of course also now wrap it up with the issue of governance, then we gravitate to other discussions as well. So,
would you allow us to protect our leaders who are being
maligned, but you think?
Yes. I just wanted to plead with my brother.
I give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
I just want to plead with you that accord our leaders the respect they deserve. You might not like Echesa. Echesa did not become a minister by accident. He went through the due process. I know you don't feel nice that Echesa, who was your youth leader, has scaled up and gone beyond what you have ever achieved politically. You work hard, yes. Work hard and reach where Echesa has reached. Don't insult him.
Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Let's hear from Chirot. Just a moment.
Aren't you insulting me? What has Echesa achieved?
No. Just about.
No, but if that is the talk, Dibal, he can't also insult my leader in front of me all the times. If that is where the direction we go of respecting leaders, please stop insulting other leaders, because if you're saying somebody was a youth leader must be a boy. A youth is a boy. But if you keep saying that everything wrong is associated with Raila, we shall just,
Thank you. Aaron Cheriot.
Dibal, three things come to fore. If we are genuinely to have the only chance that I give to BBI, in my own assessment, is the fact that I find it to be a reset button for the country. The fact that we had gotten to this point where, and there's something quite introspective that has happened in the last few days, not few days, few months, that we've been sort of on the wrong side of government, so to speak, politically, where you're not allowed to freely associate, there are threats on your life and all these kind of things because of political persuasion. It has given some of us a chance, especially give us benefit for our age. I came into politics when my political party was in government. Therefore, I have not had an opportunity to feel how Otiende, Jakoyo and Boni Khalwale have felt for years, where you feel government is strongly clamping on your rights, you don't have opportunity to freely associate. Therefore, we have this opportunity to be able to speak truth to each other and say, what is wrong, what is right is right. That is our biggest struggle as a country. Our only problem is that wrong is only wrong to the extent that it is injurious to myself. But if it disadvantages somebody who I don't agree with politically, then it becomes right. It is that kind of flip-flopping, Otiende, that I want us to stop if we want us to be great as a republic. Otiende, you cannot fail to be as articulate as you always are on police brutality because it is Boni Khalwale who's being tear-gassed. You've got to be consistent. You've got to say it is wrong when it is done to you. It is wrong when it is done to Boni Khalwale. It is wrong when it is done to people that you don't agree with politically. That is when now we can say that we are having a genuine conversation about BBI. There are three issues, Dibal. Number one, the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta, the president, and Raila Odinga haven't come out so unequivocally so about what is it that is in the BBI that will be self-beneficial to them. Until such a time, you see there's already this discussion that, this may present an opportunity for the president to extend his term in power, or for Raila Odinga to use the BBI meetings to launch sort of his campaign back into the national mood of the country using state resources, until they become clear and address themselves to those particular issues, then we cannot have a honest conversation. The second issue, Dibal, is why the brute force? Why are you beating people into submission? If indeed, why can't we listen to those who have alternative views? Look at how the launch of BBI was at Bomas, the kind of things that were done, the choice of speakers. If indeed this is a moment of national introspection and reflecting, then we should accord as much opportunity to those who don't agree with what has been achieved so far. Then we can say that indeed we have a good idea, but Eseli is presenting a better idea. If he has a better idea than what I'm proposing, we say, that works for the country. Then third and final is the fact that how comes we are not addressing at this particular point this politics of exclusion, because you are told the biggest problem is because others feel that they are not part of the republic. Take, for example, when you go to Western and you do what Eseli was actually, and Eseli put out a good case for his party leader and Mudavadi. and you attempt to organize a meeting of that magnitude without involving the local leaders. The people of that region feel you may not agree with Wetangula, you may not agree with Mudavadi, but for Christ's sake, those are the leaders of that particular region. You got to sit down with them and say, as the steering committee of this particular initiative, what are your views? What is it? How would you rather that we best arrange this meeting? In fact, see what Kalonzo has done. You know, when Kalonzo, being the kind of politician that he is, he decided to announce his own BBI initiative, which is not even in the calendar of events that you guys were giving. He said on 7th, we'll be in Wote. And today his governors are up in arms saying, no, that is not a BBI meeting. That is a Kalonzo meeting. So if there's exclusion even within the small regions, then how do we become united as a country?
Good point.
I think Dibal, if we are to be honest, because the president gazetted the Haji Committee, why then can't we listen to what the Haji Committee want to do across the country in BBI Season 2 and give us a schedule of events so that we know genuinely? Because one of the things you remember, one of my biggest complaints against BBI 1 was that when it came to Kericho, the county that I represent as a senator, none of us leaders were invited. And we hope our views have been taken. When I raised that particular issue with both Senator Haji and Amos Wako, because they are my colleagues, they said this time we will publish a program of events that will include everybody. If we are able to do that to the exclusion of nobody, then there will not be this petty rivalry of who organized the meeting, who will be the MC, which particular political party, and we'll have a good opportunity as a country.
Thank you. So your idea is that we should actually hold this particular, so to speak, rallies and let Haji and his task force continue with their work. Instead of having two parallel meetings, how you will be holding theirs, and then also we are having rallies.
Otherwise, what we will be forced to do is we are left with only two options.
Thank you.
Either join these particular rallies that are ongoing, or do some that are of our own. But you know, if you listen to Mumias, if you listen to Bukungu, half the issues that were being addressed was about Ruto and Sugoi. Absolutely nothing to do with the BBI. Which is really, that's why we are saying if you had a proper formal BBI meeting, those things will not be happening.